All right, we're back with another Ramsey reaction. This time we're reacting to a video, borrow against my rental to buy another rental. So let's kick it off.
Emily is in Athens. Hey, Emily, welcome to the Ramsey Show.
Hi, thank you. I hope you're doing well. So my question for today is, I have a rental property that I owe $50,000 on it, and I want for my future, just to have an extra income, I want to know if it would be smart to get the equity out of that rental property to purchase either do a flip investment or just to get another property, a rental property, so I can have that reoccurring income for the future.
I wouldn't do that, Emily. If I were you, I would. Do you have a primary residence? And if so, do you owe money on it?
Not far from us,
Yes,
by the
but the thought is that we pay off the rental property and in a couple of years move into it and sell the house that we're living in now, because the house that we're in now, we purchased it because, you know, we have a lot of kids and soon, you know, they'll be out. So
what do you owe
move
on it?
back in on our house now that we live in, we owe $200,000.
Okay.
But if you borrow on the rental, then you're going to move into a house, property that has a mortgage on it. So it kind of defeats your idea.
So what I'm in my head, like I don't know if I'm explaining it correctly or not, is
no, you explained it. You said I want to take out a home equity loan or an equity line of credit on the rental property to buy more rental properties, but I'm going to move in the rental property later because it's going to be paid for. No, it won't. You took out a home equity loan on it.
And your whole thing was you wanted security, and all you're doing is taking on more debt. I mean,
so here's the thing, okay? Emily, I used to buy and sell real estate for a living. I've owned over 2,000 pieces of property in my life. I went bankrupt when I was 28 years old doing the crap you're talking about doing, only I did it with like 100 plus properties while you're doing it with one. So what I figured out from that is that the shortest distance between where you are and wealth and security is not more borrowed money. Borrowed money adds risk and stress to your life and the chance of failure to your life. Debt-free moves you the other way. And when you're debt-free, you don't have any payments. You have a cash flow that's unbelievably wonderful.
Oh, stop.
So if
and even, I mean, I always like the idea of no debt. It always sounds amazing. But even just like, because equity stuff can kind of confuse me because I just don't have to deal with that as a renter. But doubling down on what you did to get in the situation you got in on. Like, I get when you're struggling and you need like an idea to lift yourself up and you're like, well, maybe this will work. But you can convince yourself of that in the short term. But yeah, that's not usually something that's going to work long term.
Right.
Yeah. So
what are your... wouldn't.
Yeah. Okay.
I think they're already kind of like pretty deep into the mortgage. So, I mean, I would just kind of, at least if they are going to use equity to borrow against their mortgage, they could at least maybe get a more secure spot in that equity. You know what I mean? And have like refinance options to have a cheaper mortgage or whatever. It just doesn't sound like they have a lot of leverage to start like borrowing again.
Well, and this is what, you know, it's funny, like the last few videos, it's been mainly reacting to people that really have everything together. And they're like, why did you even call? You're doing everything great. And then this person, though, I feel is like what I would imagine would more often call. And obviously, some stuff we don't know. But it's somebody who's in a really difficult position and is just looking at these like big, scary options with very little promised return.
Right.
And I'm like, I get that. You know, I've been, you know, in hard times and understand, again, you're fairly limited on what you can do.
Right.
But yeah, you don't want to screw yourself over short term, or screw yourself over a long term by doing something risky short term.
Right. Yeah. No, I definitely agree with that.
Yeah. Well, we'll see if we glean anymore. I'm sure he's just going to keep doubling down on that advice.
Right.
If I were you, I would work to get both of these current properties paid off. And then if I wanted to buy more rentals, I would save up and pay for them. That doesn't move as fast as your plan, but it also doesn't wreck the car, which your plan can do.
How much equity is in the rental?
348,000.
You want to know? I'm gonna just tell you what Jade Warshaw would do. I'd want my primary mortgage paid free and clear.
When are you going to sell the current house?
The one that I live in now?
Yeah, you said you're going to sell it and move into the rental, remember?
Well, that's in a couple of years. No, not more. Well,
What's
in a couple of years.
What's a couple of years? 5 or 1?
Well, no, my kids are still, the oldest is 15. So I'm, like I said, once they get.
How old is the youngest?
2.
Oh yeah,
This is not moving.
This is long term. This is what Jade would do. I would get rid of this rental, take the equity, and pay off my home, because you're going to be in there the next 10 years. Your kid is 2.
Yep. And then when you get that house paid off, if you want to buy some rentals or do some flips, you do them.
Well, she's going to have extra money.
You do them with cash.
She's still going to have money left over. So maybe you're going to be there so much faster. You can get another rental.
Absolutely.
And pay cash.
Absolutely. That's what I would do. That's so opposite of what you called about, that you're not going to do it, but that is what you should do.
I was harsh at the end, but also just I mean, it feels like that last bit though was a way out. That when we stopped it, I didn't expect to learn anything new that would really change it. But it's like, oh, you do have an option. Just sort of do the opposite of what you're saying. Right. And yeah, it's I don't know. I still think like when it's like you're not going to move. I don't remember if like it was in the same city. But if you own one in the same city, like you could move with a young kid. That's not as big a deal. If you're moving like across the country or something, that's kind of a bigger deal.
Right.
But yeah.
No, I definitely think they should stay in the mortgage, pay that off first, and just kind of chill out.
Yeah. It looks like they tried something. They thought it'd work out. It just didn't. Cut your losses, or maybe they even gained. It sounded like they had an option at the end, but cut that and move on.
See ya.
Yeah. And speaking of, we will be back for another video. So as always, like, comment, subscribe. Let us know your thoughts on this. If you've been in any somehow familiar situation. Is Ramsey too harsh? Not harsh enough? Now let us know.
Yes, sir. Subscribe.